Hey adventurers, so today is going to be a video that I guess I'll just say it. This is a video about the various series that I have ongoing at the moment. This initially started out as a series I want to finish before the end of the year. And then it kind of grew from there because I remembered, oh wait, there's been other people who have done videos like this and they are usually series that I'm in the middle of Series that I'm in the middle of. Can't talk. So that's kind of where my brain went from there, is series that I want to finish before the end of the year and then the series that I have ongoing. And then with that I added a third, what is this called? A third section? I'll call it that. I have a third section, and that is series that I've started but haven't continued with yet, and that would be the series that I've only read one book in so far. So to start off, we'll just go through the ongoing series that I have. There's 4 series that I consider to be ongoing, meaning I'm several books in and I'm continuing reading them at no particular pace, just I haven't finished the series yet. And the first one is The Wheel of Time. So I read the first 3 books in The Wheel of Time and I'm about 250 pages into the 4th book so far, and I haven't continued on with, haven't been keeping up with that other than reading some of book 4 as I go. And it's a 14 book series plus a prequel, I believe is what it is, so 15 book series basically. I'm enjoying it. It's not my favorite. I'm enjoying it well enough to continue, and I've heard such great things about it that I really want to continue. So that's the first series that I have on here. It's going to be a while before I get to the end of the series because they're big books. I read really slowly, and it's hard for me just to sit down and binge read the entire series. I would love to do that, but I can't because of the way that, because it's booktube basically, I have to be reading other books and keeping up with what do they call it? Reviews. Make sure that I have reviews coming out and stuff like that. So I'm not just sitting down and binging all of Wheel of Time, even though I wouldn't mind doing that, and I think I could do it and have fun with it. The next series that I have is The Time Quartet by Madeleine L'Engle. This is, I'm 2 books into this one. There's 2 more books, plus I know there's at least 2 more books because it's a quartet, but then I think there's other books beyond that even, and I don't know how many. I want to say there's 5 or 6 books total that are in this world, I guess, that Madeleine L'Engle has created and set up here. I'll probably eventually read all of them, but so far I've read 2 and I'll at least read the rest of the 2 in the quartet. Then I've got How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell, or translated by Cressida Cowell. So this is a series, it's How to Train a Dragon. It's a bunch of dragons, little dragons, big dragons, learning to train and learning to be part of them, Hiccup and Toothless, all that kind of stuff. Everybody kind of knows a little bit about what this series is about, even though the movies, while very, very good, are drastically different from the books. So I am 6 or 7 books into this series. I don't know how many there are, maybe 9, maybe 10, something like that. I don't know exactly. I'll just keep, I like them, I like dragons. So I'll keep reading through the series. Don't really have a whole ton to say about that. And then the last one of these ongoing series, as I'm calling them, is Redwall. I have read all but 2 of the books in the Redwall series, and then I'm doing a reread of them right now so that I can talk about them, so that I can make them a focus on my channel. It's been a while since I read one. I do want to reread another one coming pretty soon here, but I gotta get through a little bit more stuff before I can get back to Redwall. Whatever the case, I can't say that I've completed this series because I have 2 books that I've never read in the series. So I'm continuing going through them, continuing reading them. I love the Redwall series. It's easily one of my favorite series of all time still, even though I've read some great series since then. What else can I really say? I've talked about Redwall quite a bit on this channel. I don't really need to continue with it, but Redwall is in that ongoing series list. So onto the series to finish before the end of the year. So this is a video, or this section specifically, the series to finish before the end of the year. This is the part of the video that I thought about. I got Rune Lord's book 1 by David Farland, I think is his name, and I wanted to read that book, talking to Nico from Nico's Book Reviews and Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and we were talking about the series. I basically decided I'm going to start reading it with Nico in December. And so I said I wanted to get through, there's some other series that I want to finish up before I get there. And I haven't done that yet. We're still a couple months out from December, but these are the series that I think I can finish before December, or before the end of the year at least, so that I can start on this new epic fantasy series. And the first one of those is The D'Artagnan Romances by Alexandre Dumas. So I have read Three Musketeers, 20 Years After, and what's it called? The Viscount de Bragelonne. The next part of this story is Louise de la Valliere, and I'll be starting that pretty soon here. And then the last part of that series is The Man in the Iron Mask. So I've got basically 2 books left, which is roughly, I want to say 50 hours, maybe closer to 60 hours, something like that, of audiobook, not on double speed. Either way, I've got a lot of book left to read for D'Artagnan romances, but I'm very close. I should be done, so got like 3 more months before I'm gonna have them finished. So it's not gonna be an issue. 2 more months, something like that. I should have them finished in October. So then the next series is Lightbringer by Brent Weeks. So I have read book 1, which is The Black Prism, and book 2, which I don't remember what book 2 is called. I very much enjoyed both of them. First one was very, very good. The second one, the story was really good, but there was a lot more language and adult content in it, and so it kind of evened them out. The story was better than the first one, but the stuff that I didn't need in there, the unfortunate content as I refer to it, lowered my enjoyment of it enough so that they're both about equal. But I do want to finish the series. I've heard great things about the series and the characters, and I've also heard that the 5th book is disappointing to some people. We'll see what I think about it. Whatever the case, I would love to finish Lightbringer this year. This is one of those ones that I don't know if I will. I've still got 3 books in the series left, so I might not. But I don't feel bad either way. I do want to get a little bit further along and try and finish it this year if possible. The next series I have is the Earthsea Cycle by Ursula K. Le Guin. So I have read 3 of the books in the Earthsea Cycle. There's another 3 left that don't include Ged as a character or Sparrowhawk. So I have read the first 3 books, absolutely loved all 3 of the first 3. I really want to continue on to the next 3 and finish this series up. They're short enough books that I definitely think I can do it before the end of the year. So that's another one of those series that I'm definitely going to try and finish before the year is up. I've got two more series. So the first one is The Giver Quartet by Lois Lowry. This is The Giver, Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun. I have read all but Sun, and I've been needing to read Sun for like 2 years now, so I really want to get to Sun and get that finished up so that I can continue on and just actually have finished this series. I'm not there yet. I'll get there. I'd like to try and get there in the next month or 2. We'll see what happens. And then we've got the last series on this series to finish before the end of the year section is the Lioness trilogy by Jack Vance. So this is, I've read the first book. I actually just started the second book. So the first book is Soldrun's Garden. The second book is The Green Pearl, and third book is Maduke, I believe. I've read book 1, Soldrun's Garden, and I'm reading book 2 right now, The Green Pearl, and book 1 was so good. I'm reading these with Liam's Lyceum, so that's why I want to make sure that I keep up with them, keep them finished. We're basically doing about 1 a month, roughly. It's not a strict readathon or anything, buddy read or anything like that. We're not so strict on the time frame that we get them read. We both wanted to read them. Liam loves Jack Vance, and I love Arthurian literature, so it kind of just happened to line up perfectly. So that's the last one that I really want to finish before the end of the year. If I can finish those 5 series, before the end of the year, I will be well set to go into this next year and to go into this next series of the Rune Lord Chronicles, whatever the series is called. I think it's just the Rune Lords by David Farland. Either way though, if I can get through any of these series, at least one of them, preferably 3 to 4 to 5 of them, I'll be doing good and I'll be happy to start a new series. Then the other series this last section is the series that I've started but haven't continued with yet, and that means the series that I've only read 1 book in. We'll just get right into them. Threadlight by Zach Argyle. I've read the first book, which is Voice of War, and loved it. It's a lot of setup book for the rest of the series, for the other 2 books in the series. That's not bad, but it makes me excited to read the rest of the series, but I haven't gotten to them yet. I don't remember what the other 2 books in the series are called. I don't even know if book 3 has officially released to the public yet. I know people have gotten their arcs already. I'm not one of them. I haven't read book 2. I don't need book 3 yet. But I've really enjoyed it. I know a lot of other people, thinking specifically of Dominish Books and Kay's Hidden Shelf, both talked about this quite a bit and really love the series. I know there's many others, but those are the 2 that really stand out to me. Next one is Dresden Files by, what's his name? Jim Butcher. So I've read the first book in the Dresden Files, which is called Stormfront. This is a series that I will probably continue at some point. It's not one that's pressing, it's not one that I just have to get to the next book. I enjoyed the first one enough to continue it, and I've heard enough great things about the series that I want to continue it, but I'm not in a place where I just have to keep going with it yet. I do want to finish it at some point, but I'm only one book in. I'm not too worried about it. The next series is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. This is a 3-book science fiction series, and I've read, I don't know what the series is actually called. I know the first book is called Annihilation, but I do want to continue on, read the next 2 books in the series sometime, whenever I feel like continuing on with that series, whenever I feel like being confused and not knowing what's going on and have an unsatisfying ending. That's what I'm expecting and hoping for the next books. And so whenever I feel like that, I'll read the next book. The next series is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. So technically I'm already halfway through the series because there's only 2 books in the series. There's Jurassic Park and then The Lost World. I do want to continue with this series. I'm in no rush to do so. It's very likely that it'll be one that gets finished sooner rather than later because it's 1 book, and I'll probably just get it on audiobook at some point, listen to it, and be done with the series. But I very much enjoyed Jurassic Park, and very much enjoying and looking forward to continuing with the series. Now the next one I have is His Dark Materials. I've read The Golden Compass. I don't know how many books are in the series, 3 or 4, something like that. And I do want to continue with the series at some point. It's not a pressing series for me to continue with. It's one that I just kind of, I liked the first one well enough, but it's also one that is not terribly pressing for me. We'll see what I think of it after I read it. I know there's a lot of varying sides of should you read this and should you like this as a Christian type thing, or as a storyteller or as a reader, like various different aspects and point of views on this series. But I'm gonna read it, see what I think of it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I decide I don't want to continue with the series, I won't continue with the series. It doesn't bother me. I did enjoy the first book enough to want to continue on with it though. The next series is Dune by Frank Herbert. I've read the first book, Dune. I read it last year, it was about 11 months ago, but last year, and I really loved Dune. I would love to continue at least with the 3 books, the first 3 books in the series, which is Dune, Messiah, and Children of Dune, I think. And then I would love to continue on. If I keep enjoying the series, I'll probably continue on and try and read all the main 6 books. We shall see what happens with that, though. I'm not too worried about that. It's a big series. It's deep. It's philosophical. I don't need to rush through it. I'll take my time with it and read it when I want to read it. Then we've got the Weaver trilogy by Lindsay Franklin. I read the story Peddler back at the beginning of the channel. Didn't love it. I need to reread it, but then I also want to, with that, I want to read The Story Raider in book 3, which I don't remember what the 3rd book is called, Story. I don't know. I don't remember what the 3rd book in the series is called, but I do want to read the books 2 and 3 and finish this series up because I love the magic system in it. It wasn't my favorite book. Number 1 wasn't my favorite book. I didn't love it, but I loved the magic system. Like, that alone was enough to keep me interested, and we'll see what I think of the rest of it going forward. 2 more series. So Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I read Howl's Moving Castle in January, I think. It was either December or January, and I loved it. It wasn't my favorite, but I did really enjoy what I was reading, and I'd love to continue with the series. I don't know when I will or if I ever will, but it's one that I probably will at some point. That's really about all I have to say with that one. And the last series on this list is one that I actually just added today being the day of filming, and that is The Ruritanian Romances by Anthony Hope. So I just finished last night, at the time of filming, I finished The Prisoner of Zenda, and it was, I'll have a review for it, probably not before this video is up, but I will have a review for it sometime. And basically I really enjoyed a lot of it. I enjoyed the writing style, I enjoyed the intrigue of it, the politics of it. So there's quite a bit that I would like to, or that I enjoyed about it. It very much reminds me of D'Artagnan romances in many ways, just not quite so clever, I guess I'll put it. Like, there's plots upon plots and intrigue, politics and everything, so much of it in the D'Artagnan romances, and it's so good and so well done. Ruritanian Romances doesn't have quite that much, but I did enjoy it, so I'll probably continue on with that series at some point. So that is the series that I have read or started, the series that I have ongoing at the moment that I will continue reading or wrap up or whatever the case. those are some of the series that I have going right now. Thank you guys for watching Erudite Adventure. I'm going to close up this video because my voice is starting to go after filming 6 videos. So we'll see you guys again soon. We post videos every Monday and Thursday, and our social media is linked in the description down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Stay warm.